Shantanu Roy, Chairman and Managing Director of BEML, now joins us. Mr. Roy, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, the first half was pretty decent for BEML. What about the second half in terms of order book guidance and with reports of order decisions getting deferred? Could that have impact on your order flow guidance?
You see, when we had planned a year-ending order book of 17,000 crore, and at that time also I had very clearly mentioned that provided some of the rail metro tenders, they get finalized within the current financial year. Unfortunately, what has happened is a couple of tenders have got pushed. One is the Chennai Metro, which is a JICA-funded project. It has now been pushed to, the bid submission is pushed to February 2024. And another tender was the Line 6 Mumbai Metro for 108 cars, which has now been discharged. And it is understood that MMRDA is going to club Line 4 and Line 6. And together we are going to, they are going to bring out 342 cars, the tender for 342 cars, which should come sometime this financial year itself, maybe in the last quarter. And both these opportunities, they should be finalized in Q2 of 24-25. So there is nothing to, I don't think it has anything to do with the elections or it is a normal process of the tenders being finalized, the specifications being worked on. So that is what I understand.
Right. Morning. Now, considering that the tenders are being pushed back and will flow into FY25, how are you projecting your order inflow growth for FY25? Do you think it'll be better than what we saw in FY24?
FY25 is still very far off. If everything goes well, in FY25, we should have an order inflow of at least 15 to 20,000 crores, provided the tenders that have been pushed back, plus some new tenders, plus some tenders which are already ongoing, they are all finalized. Definitely, it will be better than this year.
Right. Okay, can you also talk about your current order book? How does the split look like in terms of mining, defense and railways?
The split more or less remains the same. Presently, we have an order book of around 13,000 crores, out of which rail is around 55, defense is around 30, and mining has picked up now. This is the time when mining picks up. Mining generally picks up from the second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So mining makes up around 15% of this 13,000 crore. So that is how the order book looks as of now. And we expect that in the balance 4 months time, we'll be able to book another 3,000 crores of order, mainly from the mining and some from the rail sector. And of course, there are certain projects in the defense which are under finalization, and we should be closing those orders, securing those orders.
Now, the centre also has approved the defense acquisition projects worth about 2.23 lakh crores. What are the implications for BEML of this in particular? Are there any significant orders that you can highlight that are in the pipeline?
I think that 2 lakh crore acquisition was for a different space. I think it was for the aero sector. And BEML is not in the aero sector. We are not there in a big way. We have only taken baby steps in the aero sector. We are doing some structures for ISRO. We are doing some motor casings for various missile programs. And yes, we are now planning to get some good orders in the aerospace, especially for this, along with HAL, for their new projects as a GHE, GHA. We hope to get a good order for the aerospace as well.
Right. So considering you're also delving into other segments like aerospace, how does the order mix look like going forward, say, for the next 2 to 3 years hence?
The three present verticals that we have, last year mining contributed 50%, rail contributed 27%. When I say rail, it's rail and metro put together. and defense and aerospace contributed 23%. The next 2 to 3 years, what we can expect is that mining will still be leading as a single vertical with around 35%, whereas the other two business verticals, they will make up around 60 to 65% of the company's turnover.
And you're expecting to grow at a 20% CAGR over the next few years. Which segments do you think is going to be the major growth driver? Because you were also targeting a revenue of 7,000 crores by FY26. Are you on track?
If we are able to grow at 20% this year and the next year, then FY26 7,000 crore is very much likely. It's very much on the anvil, and it will be driven by increased rate of growth in the rail and metro and defense and aerospace, whereas mining will continue to be the to provide the baseline at least for the next 2 to 3 years, because mining is already we have the regular orders coming in, and we have a low turnaround time. Whereas for the defense and for the rail sector, generally the turnaround time is a little longer.
Right. You're also expecting improvement in margins going forward, right? What are the factors you think will aid the same?
Talking about the margins, last year we almost touched double digits, 9.3% of EBITDA that we achieved last year. This year, in the half year itself, we are at around 7.5%. So definitely there is a possibility of a 200 BP growth over the last year's EBITDA. And that will be again driven by the product mix that we have. The product mix that we have for the rail, the product mix that we have for the defense, so and the exports turnover. So these three factors will be responsible mostly for the increase in the EBITDA.
Now, BEML is a divestment candidate, and successfully divesting government stake in a private player could lead to sharp re-rating. When will this final disinvestment happen?
The subject of divestment is something which is handled by DIPAM. So they are the right people to, give an update or even give some input on this. BEML is in no way involved in the divestment process. What I can say is that our mandate is to have a quantum jump in growth for the company so that we can unlock value, we can create value, and at the same time maximize the value, maximize the gain to all the stakeholders. And that includes the government also, which is the largest stakeholders at present. So we have to do our job of ensuring growth for the company, and the agency which is responsible for the divestment, I am sure they will be in a position to really comment on the divestment status.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out and giving us a sense as to how business is shaping up. That's the word from the management of BEML. Order inflow to the tune of 15 to 20,000 crore rupees and margin growth of 200 basis points next year versus what we saw last year.